with Rob Sinclair in a training session prior to his title defense against Andre Wynn at BAMMA. It's been a good 8 months, I think, since we last saw you fight. How's the layoff been? Has it been a welcome break, or...?
It's been a year since I fought. It's been a year, last September. Not been a welcome break, no, because I've been sort of waiting in the wings a little bit. You know, I've been given dates and then it's just not happened. And it's not that I didn't want to fight, it's just events have been put back. So
you kept training throughout the year? Stayed almost as full-time as it can be?
Yeah, I've been training non-stop, so I'm a bit tired of it, to be honest.
My next question is all about, like, I know that you work full-time, you're a full-time, you know, you've got a family as well that's another full-time job, and then you do this. Where's the discipline come from? What do you attribute that to?
To be honest, I almost retired February time. You know, I just thought I just had enough now, you know, fitting it all in, so tired, but I just got pushed and pushed. And fortunately this fight's come off now and it's a big show, so it's, you know, that's where the motivation sort of comes from.
But where does that discipline come from to even start your career that way? You know, is it from your childhood, is it parents, is it just you? Where does that...
To be honest, I mean, my dad's always been pretty driven, you know, all the time. We've seen him growing up. I mean, he's 52 years old now, and he's still running 6 miles and training all the time, so maybe it's come from that, I don't know. And also I've got my brother that does it, so competitiveness maybe.
Yeah. Now, you know, I've seen you fight a few times, and you always come to bring it when you fight. You're not there for a decision. What do you think your greatest asset as a fighter is?
I'd say, a lot of people say probably a striking power, but I'm going to say the ability to figure my opponent out and win, if you get me.
Yeah.
You know, like a game of chess in a way. You know, I'm losing that bit, so I'll change this bit. You know, I'll always find a way to win, so...
You're talking about you're finding yourself a way to win. You know, Andre has had a taste of the biggest MMA stage of all, and you know you're now competing with him, possibly going to go on and defend your title against him again. That puts you as the #2 lightweight in the country. What would be next should you come through this fight?
Well, I've been offered a fight in BAMMA in December, so I'm going to just concentrate on this one first, then fight at BAMMA, and then obviously we'll sit down and
How many fights before they let you keep the belt?
This is the last one. I've defended it twice, so they've told me 3 times.
Fantastic.
I ain't even seen it since, you know, the first time I won it.
Now you're quite an aggressive fighter. You like to stand in the pocket. You like battles of attrition. It seems that I don't think any fighter likes that, but you're certainly comfortable going into the trenches. Andre, people have said, is probably the more technical striker. It might be a little bit better. How do you plan on because you say people have said that striking is your greatest asset. How do you see that playing out? Is it going to be stand in the pocket and drag him into a war?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. I mean, nothing, I don't need to fix anything, to be honest. It's not broken. So I'm only got short arms, but I can generate a lot of power from him close, so that's probably going to be my strength. And I'm pretty strong as well. So that's going to be he's going to stay on the outside and I want to get on the inside. So it's going to be another game, you see. He wants to outwit me and I want to outwit him. If I can outwit him and get in close, then you know, the fight could be mine. If I don't, I'm going to be on for a long night. It's
a good marquee name to have on your CV. Again, should the fight go the way you want it to, and how do you see it? How do you see this fight playing out? Do you see it going to 3 rounds? It's titled 5 rounds, of course. So forgive my ignorance. Do you see it going all 5? Is that? Obviously you train for that, but
if I'm honest, if Andre gets his way, he'll probably go 5 rounds. People say he don't finish fights, but he does. You know, he grinds people down. This is his first 5-round fight as well.
Yeah.
I've been training 5 rounds now for 3 years, so I've sort of got used to the training. I don't know if that'll play a factor, but I don't want to go the 5 rounds, and I'm not going to go the 5 rounds. Not going.
Who's got more to lose out of this fight? I mean, I know you're the champion, but I think it's fair to say that most people would, on paper, say you were an underdog going into this one.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair? Do you think that perhaps you don't get the respect you deserve?
I would say I'm the underdog. You know, he's got more experience than me. You know, he's trains full time. You know, he's fought in the UFC, so he is. In terms of who's got the most to lose, I've got the belt to lose, but he's got the higher ranking to lose. If you get me, so we've both got something to gain and both got something to lose.
You must be getting sick of it. You must get sick and tired of the UFC question, and that we're talking about BAMMA here, but. Is that something that plays on your mind? I mean, I know you had a shot, you went down to tough, and I know you you pretty much kicked some ass down there, and it's the face didn't fit, or you were too good for. Does that stay in the head, that chance to shine on the biggest stage of?
It did. It played a big factor for the last couple of years, because everyone's been saying it, you know. And to be honest, I've gone to that point now. I've just gone sort of bollocks to it, you know.
Yeah.
It's, what will be will be. At this moment in time, BAMMA offered me a great fight, a great deal, so I'm just sticking with them, and you know they've been good to me, to be fair.
Well, you've put on some great performances in BAMMA.
Yeah, I've tried to.
Them as a sort of a platform for it, you'd probably not be as well known as you are.
No, well,
most people know who you are.
When looking at BAMMA, I mean, you've had your Tom Watsons and your Paul Daly's and all that, but I don't think any of them have done what I've done on the show. You know, I've finished all my fights.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't taken any damage at all. I haven't gone to no decisions. I've finished them all. I don't think nobody else has done that. Tom Watson hasn't done that. Paul Daly's not. You know, I don't think they've done that.
Yeah.
So I get a bit upset sometimes when people go on about other people, and I think, well, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, if I win this one as well, like before knockouts in a row on BAMMA.
Yeah. And so you go for the 5th in December, and
yeah, why not?
and see where it goes. I think a lot of people again will hear the name Andre Winner, and they will know Tough, and they will know UFC. Do you have to sort of prepare yourself mentally for a guy who comes in with a reputation? Does his reputation affect the way you train, or is it all about you?
No, if I worry about Andre, I'll detail from my own plan. So he's just another guy at the end of the day. I mean, I spar with my brother all the time, and you know, you've just seen some of the training now. It's, you know, he's not going to bring nothing I haven't seen before. He's very fast, yeah. Listen, he's very fast. There's no doubt about it, and he's very tough and he's very skilled. But on the opposite side, I feel like I'm pretty tough myself. He's got the speed, and I feel like I've got the power. He's not going to be able to train to get not knocked out, if you get me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be able to train for people who's fast, with pepper with my shots and stuff. So I can train for him a little bit more than he can train for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it actually, I suppose, and also, let's be honest, precedent would say that he's not going to come in and shoot for the double leg straight away. Precedent says that he's going to try and stand and trade. I think that I think I'd like to close with, you know, the nickname C4. I know all fighters have nicknames and must get sick of it, but I'm an MMA fanboy. Where does that come from? I know it's got to do with the power in the hands. Where did it come from?
See, I like Paul Daly me as a fighter, and he was called Semtex. Well, he's called Semtex. And my old management was trying to think of a name, so I was like, well, think of one then, whatever. And they come up with that because it's sort of I think there's a scooter, a C5 scooter or something. So they just come up with that, and the explosive, and it fits, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, for anyone who's seen your fights, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it fits, and so it's sort of stuck. So, see, in Britain, I've beaten all the champions pretty much around. Yeah. Beating the Ultimate Challenge champion, beating the Cage Warriors champion, with the BAMMA, I bought for the BAMMA belt, the M1 champion, the Cage Gladiators champion. So I've beaten all them champions. So there's nobody else in Britain. Europe, I don't know. We'll just see.
And if you could call out anybody, just anybody. If you,
Joseph Pierre. No, I don't know.
Wiley's recovering from his ACL, or what he's.
No, I'd call out David Cameron probably. David Cameron, why not?
That's a fight I'd pay to see for.
Yeah, lower than taxes.
Look, I want to wish you luck in the fight.
Thanks.
It's actually, I'm sorry, forget it. I'm going to ask another. We watched the Iron Man. Do you want to? Is that for cardio? Is it for conditioning? Do you want to talk us through the Ironman, or is it trade secret?
I come in yesterday to train, but I come in on my dinner hour like yesterday, so I got 20 minutes, half an hour training, and so I missed, and then I went back to work, and then I come back and train. So I live 35 miles away from here, so it's long. Anyway, so I just said, look, because I missed the Ironman yesterday, I jumped in today and did it. It's just take a beating, really.
And does that go on longer as you get closer to fight time?
Well, what it was, because we're doing it in front of the cameras now, right, we usually sort of do like 5 2-minute rounds, so I can go all out for 2 minutes. Because I know I'm only going for 2 minutes, I can give it, you know, if I'm giving it 5 minutes, I'll sort of pace myself and slow it, like I've just done. But if I'm going for 2 minutes, I'll go all out, and I'll do like 8 rounds of that. And then the next week I'll do 7 rounds of 2.5, and then I'll do 6 rounds of 3. And build the rounds down, build the intensity up, so it doesn't scare me saying 10 5-minute rounds. Yeah. And it's only like 8 1-minute rounds, and you go, not too bad, so I can go 100 miles an hour. And then Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then add 30 seconds and you go, well, I'm not doing as many rounds and it's only 30 seconds, so...
I mean, it was tiring just watching. So for you involved, it just...
they all had like, I mean, one guy had 3 stone on me, another one had 3.5, and well, no excuses, they just kicked my ass, didn't they?
Is there, before I ask if there's anybody you want to say thanks to or any sponsors, what have you, is there anything you want to say to your opponent, Andre?
No, I just want to say, thanks for taking the fight. It's been a long time coming. I just put on a show. Everyone's coming to watch us, so see you there.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Is there anybody you'd like to thank? Sponsors?
Yeah, please. Could I thank Predators, obviously, who train us, and Cowabunny, who train us as well, and Predators, Bad Boy, who kicked me out. Smuggling Duds, who sought me out all my boxer shorts.
Fantastic.
Piranha Guard for the mouth guards, and Excelsior. I think it's the bestfandeals.co.uk. So everyone's helped me out. So brilliant. I'm chuffed. So.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank us for letting us come and watch. It was a pleasure.
No,